Alright everyone, welcome back to the forum. This is the Rubber Ducky. And I, today's going to be an interesting day. I downloaded the Seasons pack, the mod, and that kind of threw a wrench in what I was doing. I was trying to do a more of a role-playing type thing with like buying vehicles and selling vehicles, and I don't know, just kind of bumping around through all the different features on the game. But now that I downloaded Seasons, it's really making the game geared more towards farming, which we eventually will be able to get back into more of the gameplays and role playing of like buying stuff and using different stuff like the trucks and the cars and everything else that you'd probably like to see. But for now, we're going to focus more on farming. As you can see over here in the middle now, I bought a new piece of machinery that will help with our seasons play and make things more realistic. So on this field, we're gonna plant some wheat. So we're gonna lower our sower and turn it on. Zoom out. As if you guys can remember, I was saying before about how this tractor, you really need to be careful with how you're moving, so the seeder will um, stay on the path. Like right there, it kicked out a little bit. But if you want your seeder to go relatively straight with these tractors that have like a more of a well, front and rear steering, all-wheel steering in the game they call it. But if you want to make subtle movements, you have to really watch what you're doing. Like I can turn the seeder pretty much 180 degrees, but whenever I get back over, I really have to be careful about how I turn. Now I'm just going to do a headland or two here, which I should be alright after this one, so my worker doesn't get stuck. And then all we're going to do is recenter him, so then he can take off down the side. Because last time I had a worker work the field, whenever I was doing like the painting with the grass and everything else, I kind of messed up this corner and the workers get stuck on it, especially during the harvesting time. So I just needed to do like this corner here for them. So now that we're off of the edge of the field, I can hire a worker, they turn all the lights on, which this tractor lights up pretty nice, it's really cool. But we're technically still finishing day one of seasons, and it's about 5 o'clock, but usually 5 o'clock it's almost pitch black out. So this is the new machine I bought. It's the Hardy Rubicon 9000. It's a fertilizer, because if we look on the map here, field 13, parts of the field aren't fertilized and they're light blue, so they're going to be turning to weeds here soon. I turn weeds off because with me playing this game by myself mostly, it makes it a little difficult. And so let's get going here. All I need to do is really this first row, because my workers will get stuck on these light poles. Oh, and I also downloaded the light poles. They're a mod pack. I forget how much they cost, but they weren't very much. But once you start harvesting at night and you're running around, you can barely see anything. So we're gonna do a row down towards the house, and then we're gonna go towards the cliff. Now please excuse me if I mess up at all, because I filmed probably 3 episodes, and decided I was going to change the format of my videos a little bit, from like the role playing to more farming based. I don't know. That's more what I want to focus on. I don't want to really just talk about buying cars and selling stuff. I wanted to actually do farming. So we're going to hire a worker, and hopefully he comes back through and fertilizes the middle the right way. I don't know what he's doing. So this is why workers are tough to use sometimes. Because they don't always get everything. I don't really know what they were gonna do there, but what I'm gonna do here to make it easier is come up here. We're gonna turn up, and we're just gonna finish the circle here, or the lap around the field, because it's gonna take 2 seconds to get back up here to the corner. And you see the weeds were growing, so I should have probably put a herbicide down, but I think we'll be alright on this first harvest. Maybe the second go around we'll make sure we get everything. But until then, another thing to watch out for is where the frames are rendering, because you can see the field only renders maybe 6 or 8 tractor lengths ahead. So whenever you're preparing to do this, watch out for that so you don't keep going over the same spots. The sprayer won't let you keep going, but from there you can just figure out where you need to go. And you see now the liquid fertilizer isn't going out of the machine on the bar down, according to the bar down below. So we need to go into our map, and now we see that patch has been fertilized. So we need to go right off the corner in the middle. It looks like there are weeds, so we're gonna check that spot out ourselves. And see what's going on. So according to this machine, we used about 5% of the fertilizer only on this field, which is pretty low. I'm thinking if I would do this whole field and it would actually need fertilized, I'd probably use at least a half tank, if not 3/4 of a tank. Turn on the sprayer. We're just gonna save our content because it wants to do it right in the middle of the gameplay. You can see on the map that looks like we're hitting the spots. We'll just drive straight until it looks like that the fertilizer isn't being used anymore. And you can see this like dry spot, that's like the non-fertilized spot. I mean, after looking at this, we might be using more fertilizer than we think. One crate of fertilizer, I believe, is like $3,200, which is a lot of money, but it says it's going to help our yield. So hopefully it does. No, it's still taking fertilizer. So if I but the worker, when you hire work, the telltale sign to see if you need to do something is if you hire a worker and they don't do the task. That's when you need to look on your map and see what you need to do. So this field's done. we can bump through and see our worker A is almost done here, or about halfway done with this field 12. But for some reason, it didn't pop up here that we seeded this spot, and I know we did. We went all the way across them when we came back. But we're going to let that go, let him work. And fold this up, get out. And I was looking before I started to record. I forgot, in seasons mode, you have to press L1 and option to see like your animal status. And you can see our planting season is 3 days long. Sunflowers are a little bit longer, but it doesn't look like there's actually a harvest season for sunflowers. Also, I have the season set up for 9-day increments, so we're in early spring, and then we'll probably be going into summer, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, back to what I was trying to say. We're going to clean up our chickens here. It says our cleanliness is 0% on our first chicken coop, so I'm going to guess and say that that they have a lot of food out, and the conditions or the cleanliness of the larger chicken coop, the one with 400 chickens, is 24%. The one point I wanted to bring up is if you go down to like where you see me scrolling here and look a little bit to the left, you see the estimated food requirement is about 67,000 liters for 400 chickens, and then for the smaller chicken coop, it's only 15,900 liters. So I'm going to budget about 100,000 liters of feed. Whatever else we don't need, I'm going to sell. That way I could free up one of my silos. And I'm actually going to buy a new silo and put it next to the chicken coop one. It only holds 100,000 liters. So then I can just feed right out of there and take it over. That way we can really farm these other fields and make money off of them. So we're in the John Deere now, the 6M, or what it is, 6M or 6R? 6R. And we're going to drop the trailer here. And check out what's going on here. There's not much feed out, so I don't know why their health is down. If anyone knows why the health is down, please let me know down in the comments. This is really my first time playing. Well, this is my first time playing Seasons. Alright, so we only picked up 3% grass. I don't really want grass in my grain cart, so we're just going to take it over here and dump it in the yard, because the yard's already a mess from making hay. You can see that alright, let's get out of the bucket. Seeing that there's hay on the ground, it's kind of screwing everything up, makes everything look stupid, which is 100% my fault, but oh well. Live and learn, I guess. Can't really cut the grass in Farm Simulator without making a mess. Now, I thought they'd be making a little bit bigger of a mess, seeing that their cleanliness was 0. Get a little bit of down pressure. What's going on here? Alright, well they should be all cleaned up now. And all we're going to do is we're going to put this inside our little grain cart and pull it off to the side. And the other thing I wanted to mention is we're only going to put one silo up, because in the silos you can put multiple, oh, wrong button there. You can put multiple types of grain. It's just the capacity is what you gotta be concerned about. So I can put 100 liters worth of grain in there like I want, but I just gotta watch that I don't put too much in there of one kind. So like wheat and barley is the best thing for chickens. So I want to make sure I have 50,000 grains of wheat and 50,000 grains of barley, so then I can switch up their diets whenever I want to, or whenever I feel I need to. Now that we're back up here now and the chickens had a little bit of time to reset, I should be able to see. I don't know why their cleanliness is down. I don't know, maybe it needs more time to reset. But I'm not really a huge fan of seasons yet. It's gonna be cool whenever it snows and you get plow. And it adds a different type of difficulty to it, to the game itself, but I'll be very interested to see how things change, I guess, as the seasons progress. Another thing I'm going to try and do is not buy as many vehicles, because in the previous couple episodes that I recorded, but I'm not going to publish, I had like 50 different cars down at the shop, and I don't know, that wasn't very fun, I guess. It might be cool to watch once or twice, but after a while it's going to get old. So we're going to dry things up a bit, I guess you can say, and I don't know, make it more about the true purpose of the game, which is farming. Get the new hauling out of the way, run over the wheelbarrow that we actually can't use for some reason. I don't know, they left that out of the mods. But let's see what else we got here. We got the large grain cart, which should be full of chicken feed. We got our Woodrow, which worked but made hay and made everything else a mess on the farm. Our lights, I don't know if I mentioned the last episode I uploaded, these are modded in. These really are going to help with the harvesting at night. Whenever we get in over our heads with equipment, I need to get the food off the field. And the other thing I wanted to show here is I borrowed a truck. I bought it, same difference. I don't know if we're going to be keeping this truck and getting rid of this one, or keeping both. I really got to decide which one I like better, because this man truck, I like that I can hook up my equipment trailers on the back, because at one point in one of the previous episodes I bought a dolly, which I'm probably going to buy back because it was really nice to have for selling the chicken eggs. But I can do the same thing with this truck and this trailer and just sell all my eggs at once whenever they reach like a peak of like $3,600 or $3,700 per whatever in eggs. And in the last episode I posted with like chicken chores, I think I titled it, and you can see why I want to do everything at once. And in case you didn't watch that episode, the reason is it's just easier. You can load up all your pallets on one trailer, drive across the grates, and everything dumps out of the pallets and right into the grates, and you actually get to keep your pallets, your egg pallets, which are right there in the middle of the screen on the dot, which you can see the box that they're going into. You can mod those in if you didn't watch my previous episode, and they cost, I believe, $1,000 a piece, and they're just nice to have. So I'm gonna actually stockpile pallets, probably as many as I can fit on this trailer. We're gonna do that twice, So then I can just swap out the pallets as needed. So, or just do a rotation. So I'll fill up this trailer with pallets, and then as one of those pallets at the chicken coops gets full, I'll take one off here, put it over there, and take one from chicken coop, put it on here. But that's the plan. I just wanted to give a quick update and provide insight on what we're doing next on the channel and why the videos are changing a little bit, because I want to be a little bit more realistic. The mods I download with the government subsidy signs are a little bit unrealistic, but to get all the equipment I needed to make the videos worth watching, you kind of need to be a little cheeky with that. And this machine here is pretty easy to use. This was also a mod, and it seemed to work pretty well, and it's worth getting to save time. But $521 million is pretty unrealistic if you think about it for a average farmer. But I don't know, it's fun, and it allows me to buy the equipment I need to keep making content. So I think this is going to be it for this episode. We're going to let our worker in field 12, I believe he's done. Let's check. Yes, our worker in field 12 is done. So let's actually run over there and see if he seeded that last row. Let's take the new truck here, just so you can watch it work a little bit. It's a really, really nice truck. This will definitely be one I'd like to use to sell a lot of my different stuff, or grains and eggs. And that flatbed trailer looks really, really good behind it. Alright, so this is seated down here. Yeah, it is seated, because I did it. But alright, well, this is going to be the end of this episode. I believe this is episode 9 or 10. No, episode 10. So, let's recap one last time. We have soybeans planted in field 13, wheat planted in field 12, and I haven't yet decided we're going to plant in field 6, which is on the other side by the chicken coop, because I just don't know what we want to do yet. So probably the next episode we'll plant field 6 and go from there. So thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below to continue seeing more content, and make sure you let me know what you guys are liking, and if you guys would prefer to see more realistic content. So like, we own a farm, we're actually in a farm rather than buy cars and trucks, drive around for 2 seconds and sell them. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying. If you aren't enjoying, you don't like it, and you're gonna comment, please at least be nice about it. And enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.